If you ain't talking money, then I don't want to talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Tell them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then them still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks all singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam.
Man, I am super tired. Your boy is super tired today. Super tired of these weak ass mother. You know what I'm about to say. Welcome to another edition of the We-On-Loc channel, and I am your host, We-On-Loc. Philly Phil in the building. It's good to have you back, fam. Philly in the building. It's good to have you back in the building too as well. I don't want to say nothing crazy. So, okay. Obviously, this is the cards that certain people are going to get dealt. And when you deal them, you're either dealt a great hand or a shitty one. What am I talking about? I think the brother has been dealt, I would say, a shitty hand, but he knew what to do with that shitty hand. Brother Umar did what he did and did what he had to do, and now is trying to, how do I say it? There ain't no easy way to say it. Ain't no easy way to say it because you got too much negativity going on. What he should be doing with the school, what he should have done years ago, we could have prevented it. I go back to the Lloyd Jamal interview, and that was a fucking setup. Because I look at that and I go by the script when he says, "What could we have done?" See, people, black people included, always, even when they haven't contributed, always like to say, I didn't know that was even on. Hold on a second. Hold on. Ain't gonna take me but 2.3 seconds, because I didn't even know that wasn't on. But I'm gonna keep talking while I set this up. People often want him to do what they want Umar to do. What could we have done? You gotta take that and you gotta put it in the context. Nigga, we own you. You don't own shit. Lloyd Jamar did not own shit. Lloyd Jamal got canceled by two white boys. I don't even hear Lloyd Jamal's name again. Now, were there other influencers? Yes. Other influencers was like, well, he could have had a computer school. Well, he could have had this. Well, he could have had that. Well, if the World War V, we all be drunk. He already has the schools on lock. He paid the bill. He paid the bill. And I don't hear anybody contributing to that. They're always going to the next thing. They're going to this $500 shit. Do you absolutely believe a woman would give him $5,000? Do you absolutely believe that they'll give him $5,000? Just think about it. Think about it in your brain. Would they give him $5,000? Would Umar would want them to give them $500? My bad, $500. Do you think they would give them? Umar would let them give them $500. It's the same. I don't. All this circle jerk shit. I don't buy into. Just the exact same thing as the whole Mike Tyson fight. Where this my brother was tripping because I know he was trying to get a payday. He was tripping because he was trying to get a payday. Mike Tyson had said something on the podcast, and Umar said, I will go 3 rounds with Mike Tyson. No, you won't. I love you, my brother, but you ain't going round nothing. He might let you tap on him one time. He'll give you 3 months. Nobody knew years back that he challenged Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson ignored it. Like, boy, if you don't go open up that school. Oh, boy. He has buildings that registered as vacant. Where's the school? What website? There is a website. You just got to find it. I went to the website twice. As a matter of fact, I think if you go to his IG page, he posts his website on his IG page. Just got to find it. And stop saying where's the school, because I'm going to tell you all day, every day, schools in Wilmington, Delaware. You Negroes have a bad habit of saying, where's the school? It's like tiny little mice saying, where's the school? He has a school. Or put it this way, he has a building. He has a school that hasn't opened yet. How's that? He has a school he hasn't opened yet. And it wouldn't be open to you because you're in the book of Negroes. So, with that being said, people can make all the hateful Umar hate videos that they want, right? Because hate is the new black now. Hate is the new black. And when I say that with earnest. People hate on one person for the wrong reasons. Like this individual. This very, I'm going to choose my words carefully. This very beautiful, not like my wife, but This very beautiful individual looked like she a little bit of Jamaican, had a little Haitian in. Hey, Barb, had a little Haitian in her. Decides to flap her gums. Obviously, too much. Now I know you, and she's a journalist afterwards. But I honestly would like to know how much time and how much effort did you put into making that video? And I'm gonna show you in a little bit. How much time and effort did you make into journalism? If you're a journalist, uh, you went down to the school and saw what you saw. Your main focus was on the high school. You didn't even bother to look across the street, but very, very little. Saying that the buildings were tore up, they were tore down. Where? He didn't pay all that money to go into the high school, man. He paid the money to go into the smaller school. That school don't even hardly need anything but towel. Putting the towel down to get an occupancy, the certificate of occupancy, and he's finished. It's been 20 years and it's still no school. Y'all need numbers. Y'all need numbers, fam. Keep going with these numbers. Keep going with the numbers. You just moved to Delaware. You just moved to Wilmington, or you just moved in that part of the area 2 years ago. Nigga, please. Nigga, freaking please. How are they abandoned when one part of the building is actually two parts of the building are already fixed up? How is that abandoned? You keep saying abandoned. It doesn't make any sense. How is it abandoned if he is attained building a $13 million project, which he ended up paying? He paid a discount. They gave it to him as a discount. What black folks want are white folk shit. I'm gonna straight say it right now. They want white folk shit. Why don't you? I got an idea. Why don't you build a school of your own and you show me how it's done through non-government funds, through non-government money? Show me that you can build a school. Otherwise, just like my friend Trish says, shh. Just be quiet. Be quiet. Shut your mouth. Don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and just play this damn video. And obviously I want to be fair, but I also want to give a shout out real quick to the amazing Lucas. Now, the amazing Lucas is very, very, very fair. He is very fair in his assessment. He is very fair in what he says. And what he saw the whole thing last night with this woman I'm about to play, and people had mixed feelings. I was in there, of course. And he was, like I said, the man was fair. Don't worry. I'll play the clip in a minute. But right now, let me play this by this lady, the May whatever.
Was his extreme pan-Africanism to the point where it's like he's cosplaying some sort of civil rights leader. And I say cosplaying because I've never seen this man really do anything but flap his fucking gums on the internet. And this is somebody that's an influencer and does this full time, that flaps their gum on the internet.
I know some of us love our children, but some of our children are so
already hateful. God dang. I didn't know black people can generate so much hate towards one another. That's crazy.
far gone that we're going to have to put some of them to sleep in order to take back the neighborhood. Some of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't live in reality. But I'm telling you, as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them on the corner.
So my son, 3 years old, what can guarantee his success in a racist America?
Nothing.
Is that even possible?
It is. But I didn't think that was going to be your question because I don't think that's where you start. Because he's 3. At 3 years old, I want you to be inundating that young man's life with literature.
Literature?
Very little TV. Very little TV.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very little video game. Very little cell phone. Very little tablet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because philosophically, there's something called the language acquisition device, right?
Hey, Tanya. Here's the thing that I would say. There's nothing that I can debunk what he's saying. Because that's where it starts. Actually, it starts at 2, but I digress on that. But 3 years old, yeah, start very little TV. Start with reading him or her books, reading him books that later on in life would actually help develop the child. And when the child learns how to read, he learns how to read, not only read, but comprehend stuff. That's what we're doing with our children right now. My children can speed read better than me. So
Philosophically, that exists in the brain of a child. Your son's vocabulary is going to quadruple between age 3 and age 6 if you give him literature. You feel me?
Black people were learning just fine prior to 1954. They did not desegregate. They desegregated black schools because they were
Black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. I said black warm peanut butter queens, black butterscotch queens.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt so confident in your life? Let me start there. That no one could touch you in what you are trying to accomplish? Let them accomplish it. And besides, these people are asking him to speak in certain engagements, certain ones. You had no problems when it was, who was it? I'm blanking out. Well, let's start with Marcus Garvey. Y'all hating on fucking Marcus Garvey, which is pitiful. Oh, my dear, I will be getting to you a little later on. I will definitely be getting to you. As a matter of fact, I'll get to you right now. Hey, Philly. Hey, Philly Phil. How are you? Philly Phil in the building. Philly Phil in the building. Let me see. You must be out there in Border City to have bad internet. No, I'm not in Border City. But if you want me to have good internet, why don't you come pay for it? Since you talking shit. Driving and listening. Oh, please be careful. Please be careful driving. Please be careful. So anyway. Y'all talk shit about Marcus Garvey, but Marcus Garvey did something that a scholar has never done. a hating ass Negro has never done, and that's gather up 20 million. I might be misconstrued in the numbers, but the number was big enough to gather up people so they can build a Pan-African nation together. If it wasn't for outside fuckboys and outside interference, we would have had something. Oh, we would have had something if Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were alive. But again, with fuckboy shit. Y'all remember, y'all did this to Nipsey Hussle. Y'all had a nigga shot Nipsey Hussle in the head and right in front of his store. We have a long way to go and a very short time to get there. People are losing their jobs and losing their minds. But y'all have all the time in the world to make Umar videos. I work 5 days a week. I ain't got time to be doing all this other shit. But y'all do. Y'all make videos and videos and videos and videos of this dude every single day. So he's important. He's doing what he got to do. So he's important enough for you to ignore everything else. That is sad. Peace of Pan-Africanism. Peace of Pan-Africanism. Peace of Pan-Africanism.
Queen, black fudge queen, black cinnamon queen, black sweet brown sugar queen, black pistachio, black walnut, black almond. It's black queens forever.
I realized that a lot of black women literally rally for this man because he talks like this. And it's so annoying. I'll be looking at comment sections every time I see one of these videos. It's like, oh my God, I love how he writes for us. Where's the school? Every time someone sends me something, okay, because they're always sharing his videos with me, I'm like, where's the school? This type of stuff does not impress me. This type of stuff literally only impresses people that have low self-esteem. I said, when I go that have low self-esteem, literally never told them that they were beautiful. And unfortunately, this is the reality. We need to heighten those standards because that's a problem.
I could say, like, literally, I've helped a lot of people here on YouTube. I've donated to so many things. I've literally physically, personally helped a lot of my supporters. I interact with them. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I'm like Harriet Tubman or whatever, but I never would, even if I was on that type of caliber, because you just do things to be a good person, right? You do things because you want to make a difference in this world. Everything that he does is extremely performative, from wearing the Haitian flag to wearing the Ghanaian flag to wearing the Nigerian flag to wearing all of these different flags and trying to preach to Black people that they need to go back to their.
You can listen at her and you can tell she's all for government. We are the world. We are the children. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. This is 2025. What that? Y'all need to cut the goofy shit out too. About this. This is 2025 shit. This is 2025. What does that mean? White folks are still whooping your ass. This is 2025. We've evolved into what? What have Black folks evolved into other than some garbage ass bullshit? Other than some, let's go to the party, y'all. Let's go to the party. Let's go to the party. Let's go to the party. Dude, butt ass naked, running, walking, and skipping down the street. But you don't call out that nigga. Yes, I'm talking about Lil Nas X. You don't call that you don't call out that little fruit boy. And I'm sorry, he did this to himself. Nigga literally running or skipping with his drawers on and some pink cowboy boots. And you got the nerve to talk shit about Umar? Nigga, please. Negro fucking please. That's just crazy. Get the fuck off my live with that bullshit.
Not something he truly cares about. The entire thing is an entire cash grab in my personal
political ideology that stands for the total global unification and organization of all African people, the destruction of white supremacy and alien control by any non-African over African civilization, pan-Africanist. We believe that with your African family, your African race family is the most important thing you can do. Next time you go for a job application and they ask you if you have any credentials, yes, I am. And they're going to say, what is that? Some kind of a nurse or behavior specialist? No. Oh, I'm a bunny hopper and a coon. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's pan-Africanism occurs.
He presents himself.
What was it? Yeah, Zeke. Even when he had having a mental breakdown, he had to be super. Yeah. I mean, he's been that way. He's been that way already. He said, don't ban me. Hey, the truth is the truth, fam. But we don't hold nobody like that accountable. We just say, oh, well wishes. But kicking a man when he's down, kicking a man when he realizes that no one in the I hate saying this. I'm gonna say this once in the black community. That sounds goofy. Well, who came up with that? The black community. Who came up with that? Some 5'6" nigga in the suit came up with that shit. 5'6" nigga. Yeah, I mean, say what you say, do what you do, feel what you feel. It doesn't really matter at this point.
As a psychologist, motivational speaker, author, and of course, like I said, a radical pan-Africanist activist. He's not shy about these titles at all, which is pretty interesting. Now, many of you guys may know him for a lot of his political and Afrocentric type of ideologies. He advocates strongly for Afrocentric views combined with very conservative social stances. For example, as many of you guys know, he is openly opposed to interracial marriage. He's in 2025. Like, I'm very big on Black love. I'm very big on, being with who you with, extend the culture, whatever. But at the same time, you love who you love. You find yourself in love with a
bullshit. Did we all forget what happened with Shannon Sharp? I'll rest my case. I'm not going to say anymore.
White boy, you in love with a white boy. Personally, I probably couldn't do it, right? But I'm not going to sit there and go off and shame other people for doing that. But that is something that a lot of people know him for. Additionally, he has openly opposed LGBTQ inclusion. And of course, all his messaging centers around Black unity, self-determination, and rejecting what he sees as negative influences on the Black community. Now, of course, all of these stances have definitely positioned him in a way that have caused a lot of controversy, but most notably have brought him up to where we are today, and unfortunately has positioned him in a way to put him as one of the top scammers in the Black community.
Radical is such a small word. It's such a old frame, because nobody is radical like that anymore. You had some radicals. You have some radicals in the community, but they ain't. I would say Professor Griff, he might be a radical. That's why I'm a Professor Griff guy, right? I'm a Professor Griff guy. But like I said, I met Umar through him. There's some old clips when he was at the Black and Nobel and they were doing speaking engagements. And shouts out to Taj Tariq Bey, a very good educator. Very good educator, but the speed of them, it just, you got to know how to read, and you got to know what you're reading. So I'm going to read this. I will not. Oh, well, you're talking to people in the chat. Never mind.
You should go to hell. That's what you should do.
Dr. Umar.
But he sees as negative influences on the Black community. Now, of course, all of these stances have definitely positioned him in a way that have caused a lot of controversy, but most notably have brought him up to where we are today, and unfortunately has positioned him in a way to put him as one of the top scammers in the Black community.
We need a mental health hospital for raccoons like you. We need a mental hospital. You're a little white woman. Congratulations. You have had your melanin snatched. Your melanin has been snatched, and you can go head over to the Ice Kingdom. We no longer need you.
Interracial parents are selfish. You selfish. Okay. Because you are God and you putting your seed in the devil. Or you are God and you letting the devil put his seed in you.
One way or the other.
And his child is going to grow up being split, right?
Yes.
With the DNA of the two most polarizing racial groups on the planet Earth. It ain't like an Asian, a Chinese married an Indian. It ain't like a Latino married a slave master. It's completely different. And so that child has to navigate this complex political world where I'm half Black, half white. Black people don't trust me, and white people will never accept me. It's selfish.
If it ain't nappy, I ain't happy. If I can't grab it, then all natural. I want organically African Australian queens from head to toe. When I go in the first.
Hold on a second. Why is this a problem? Why is this a problem? I thought we needed Black love. We need to reunite Black love. Black love is not even a thing anymore. Black love is not even a thing anymore. You know why? Because of this gender war bullshit. It's not even a thing no more. And if things go astray and Black men end up with white women or Asian women because they say, quote unquote, they're nicer than Black women, hey, I would never deviate from that. If I got a divorce today, I'll get married tomorrow with another Black woman, another Black woman, another Black woman. Another Black woman, mahogany. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But nah, that's ridiculous. So we talk about the extinction. It hasn't gone there yet, but we talk about the extinction of Black families as we know it because of our ignorance. This man's trying try to put all that shit back together, and you just, no, we need to assemble it this way, or you just step on it and just piss all over it because you're falling in love with your excuse is that you fall in love with the people you fall in love with. That's such a cop out. That really is. That really fucking is.
First date, I'm going to grab your hair as hard as I can to make sure it don't come off.
That's crazy.
And if it come off, I'm walking out the restaurant. Black power. We want black power, brothers and sisters.
Black men and women casually dating people from another race.
Absolutely no bunny hopping. Never let a black child get evaluated under the age of 7. Because the earlier the child is, the more likely we can get the diagnosis wrong, Baba. You feel me? Because when a child is young, they're still growing and learning. There's no psychologist in America that can tell you for certain that your 3-year-old is autistic. Now, autism is real, but autism is often misdiagnosed. Why? Because we get too.
I'm not trying to get clout. I literally just want to have a conversation with my father. My biological father is Dr. Umar. He has another daughter. I tried to contact him about, getting to know my sister on my dad's side. I asked him if he knows her or if he has her number. He ignored me and never responded. I'm 22 years old now. My dad has never been to anything important, no graduation, no birthday parties, nothing. He has not been in my life. Again, I'm not making this video to bash him. I'm making this video to
lies, but okay.
State facts, okay? You can't get on Instagram and get on social media and portray to be an activist and talk about how black kings need to be with black women, but you're not even in your black woman's daughter's life. It doesn't make sense. You're being a hypocrite. And it's frustrating because I reached out to you. I reached out to you. I shouldn't have had to do that. I'm your daughter, but I'm smart enough and logical enough to know that you would never reach out to me because you don't have my phone number. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't try to reach out to me because for what? I don't want anything out of you. I want nothing but a conversation. Forget the relationship. I really don't care too much about that at this point. I just wanted a conversation out of you and you shut me down. You ignored me.
She lives not too. She lives in, well, I don't know if she lives in Philly anymore, but North Philly. She's closer to the grandfather, closest to the grandmother. Why would she not get in contact with the man? Why would she not get in contact with the man? You don't live too far from your father. But I digress.
I'm done with Mama Smurf and Baby Smurf. I wish them the best. Baby Smurf, get your interview money. You ain't got much to tell because you don't know shit, but so be it.
I understand that you have been drafted into the Rainbow Army. I don't agree with that at all, but I love you as my child. It will not affect our relationship, but do not ever ask me to co-sign or support something that I am vehemently against. I will not walk you down the aisle if you're marrying a woman. Let me say that one more time. I will not walk you down the aisle.
I would say she, in her defense, she has given him big ups. She has given him props. That's my dad. My dad's this, my dad that. But at the same time, I still don't condone the cussing. I still don't condone the swearing of your father. I understand that you're angry and I understand that you're upset, but my daughter would never do that to me. My son would never do that to me. They would never do that to their mother. And wherever she's at right now, because she's not living in her mom's house, I wish her all the best. That's what we should be saying. We should be saying, I wish this brother and I wish the sister would reunite. Can we say that? No, because we're spiritually screwed. But I'll leave that up to you.
If you're marrying a woman, nor will your wife be allowed in my house.
I said I didn't really want to bring like personal and all of that into this, but this is extremely important because
bullshit. You did that on purpose.
You have someone that sits there talking about some snow bunny never, black women forever, but you have 2 kids out of wedlock by women that you didn't marry, and you're a deadbeat. That is so problematic, and it goes into all of this. Like, you gotta really be careful who y'all support.
So Umar Johnson actually grew up in Philly and attended local public schools. He went to Tanner G. Duckery and George Meade elementary schools. Then it used to be called Dimner Beaver Junior High School. He graduated junior high school in 1988. For high school, he enrolled at the Scotland Schools for Veterans Children's in Pennsylvania. There, he received his diploma on June 6, 1992. In terms of college, he was an undergraduate at Millersville University of Pennsylvania, and he majored in psychology as well as political science. He later attended Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, PCOM for short, where he obtained his Doctor of Psychology, maybe. I say maybe because there are so many conflicting reports about this, right? So when it comes to PCOM, anyone that has done their doctorate, for the most part, about 99% of them have their dissertations available online. No one can find Dr. Umar's, from what I understand. But I've also seen people and reports of people covering what he wrote for his dissertation. Listen, do with that what you will. I'm going to link the references down below. There's also a lot of people who have said there's no proof of him really graduating. So, it's more of a believe it when you see it type of thing. You have agencies such as The Source that has done a comprehensive breakdown on Dr. Umar. And there really isn't any real proof of him actually being a
Lennon Honor. She follows Lennon Honor. Lennon Honor is a cancer. He's a cancer. It's kind of funny. After all these years, you would think that things would settle down with this guy. No, he needs that money. He needs that money because he ain't getting it from any other source. He needs that money. And to, after 15 years, just reach 80K? After 15 years? Other people have reached 80K within days and weeks and months. This nigga took 15 years to reach 80K. I wonder why that is.
Doctor. Added to that, there's been controversy of him getting in trouble and getting his psychology license revoked. So my thing is, if there's controversy for that, he has to have a doctorate in something. But what a lot of people don't understand is a doctorate in psychology doesn't necessarily mean you could practice psychology. Hence why he more than likely got in trouble for that.
In the court.
Pennsylvania State Board of Education charged me with presenting myself as a licensed without a license, right?
Yeah.
I've never claimed to be a licensed psychologist because I never pursued the license.
Once again, Lennon Honor. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that Lennon Honor called the board and ended up calling the police and saying this dude is scamming, fraud, being a psychologist and practicing psychology. He's a clinical psychologist. I think those are 2 different things. I don't know. I'm just saying. But anybody who constantly gets on the phone, and he'll deny it, he'll keep denying it. Anybody who constantly gets on the phone and starts tattletelling about your credentials, but you had the nerve to interview his father, and his father basically confirmed all that, including his doctrine. Very, very strange man. But guess what? Jamal Johnson's a bitch, right? Quote unquote. Ain't that what you said, Lennon?
Right. In other words, I'm not somebody who took the test and failed it.
Right.
I never went for it.
Exactly.
Because I'm a certified school psychologist.
Okay.
Right. You have school psychology, which is the special ed umbrella.
Okay.
And then you got clinical psychology, which is everything else, your mental illness.
Right.
My doctorate is clinical,
Okay.
but I'm certified in school. And
So
because
you're
I'm both sides. And with the amount of work that I have as a certified school psychologist, there's really no need for me to get a license. What am I going to do with it?
Right.
But that's neither here or there. We're not here to talk about his credentials because at the end of the day, he's a scammer. Doesn't matter if he's a doctor or not. So a lot of people.
How is he scamming when he has a school? And I'm gonna prove it to you, right? Skip all this other dumb shit. I'm just go right to the source. I'm just gonna go right to the source real quick.
Drive. I just had to refill my Easy Pass. Like God damn it, man. Had to stop for a rest stop.
Drove all the way to Wilmington, Delaware for what? Just do that bullshit. We-On-Loc. You're saying that Lennon Otter doesn't have many subs, but also saying that I don't remember saying that, but also saying that he's doing this for money. The nigga ask T-Bone. Ask T-Bone. I wish let me see if I can get Tiffany on the phone. Hold on. Because anybody from the Umar sector, they've clowned this nigga constantly for not having a job. Not having money. He's a freaking failure in happiness. I can't say that. He's just a failure. Period. He's tried the scholar thing, didn't work. He's tried music. He's tried a music career, didn't work. He's tried a career at getting at people knowing that they would smoke him in a minute. Professor Griff was one of them. Corey Holcomb is a comedian, and he got smoked by Corey Holcomb. He tried to go after Tariq Nasheed. I mean, you're just going after the wrong people. But you went after Umar because you know he ain't about that life. He's not about that life, and he wouldn't be about that life. She looks like another YouTubian struggle streamer, I guess, but we don't want to judge the young lady yet. Just wait till you see this.
And we are back years later. And it still looks exactly the same as I predicted. This is fucking hilarious because I don't understand. I thought it was going to, oh, wait, I don't think that door was painted. Look at that colorful ass door. I don't think that was painted, but it looks exactly the same. Wait, nope, they put a gate up. I don't think that gate was there because me and my friend last time, we walked back there. There's windows now. They're no longer boarded up. Okay.
And that's what you should be concentrated on, right? That's the high school that she's pointing at right now. That needs to be renovated. But the school on the other side is renovated.
This is also part of the school. So this building was purchased for his sham of a school, but as you guys can see, there hasn't been a damn thing done. Really? Like, except for windows. But these shits are still boarded up. Oh, now what's funny and what I find very crazy about all of this is how there's like, this is a very residential area. Okay. This is an area where like people actually live. It is literally directly behind the Boys and Girls Club. Look at this. It looked like they redid the roads too. I don't remember the roads being this smooth, but last time I came here, it was nighttime. So And that could also be a state city type vibe. It's so weird being here after what? A year and some change, almost 2 years. This is nuts. It's the audacity to have influential people on this wall and you're scamming people. To have founding fathers and then put yourself in this shit and you're an entire scammer.
Yeah, I think she's a feminist. What do y'all think? You think she's a feminist? I'm just gonna throw that out there. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But let me skip on that. And let me go. Like I said, shouts out to the amazing Lucas. Like I said, he's fair. He's not a Umar supporter, but he's fair, right? I know I've talked to many people, including Vaughn, who is fair, kind of goofy, but fair. No, it don't look too. You paid for all that real estate. Think about it. You paid for all that goddamn real estate, and it was just torn down. He should have started small. When you fly high, baby, you take big risks. People in Vegas take big risks all the time when they gamble. But enough of me. Let's talk about this. Let me see. Now, after all of that, I went to the amazing Lucas. He interviewed. He looked at this video too, right? Like I said, shouts out to the amazing Lucas. He looked at this video, and there was a caller that went straight ham on this girl. Let me just play the clip.
I'm gonna give you this Bible, but I just want you to read this part. Honor slaves, honor your masters. But what the fuck happened is that somebody read 2 more pages and then continued to read and read and read. The bottom line is this here: everything God did, God, it was a thug for real. God, when He came into the church and them was in there selling and doing shit, He told shit. They did that when they was fighting, and He told them, He said, go there, kill them motherfuckers. Don't bring shit back. Don't even bring a piece of bread back. Nothing. But that nigga didn't. He gonna bring some stuff back. And guess what? Every time they fought, they lost because he told them.
Couldn't follow simple directions. Everything. Don't say
gold, your jewelry, none of your shit. Get rid of all that shit and everything. Don't come back. But that no, they had to do what the fuck they wanted to do. See, in people, that's the problem too. Now, me being saved, sanctified, and sealed, love the Lord, all of that good stuff. But the bottom line is this here: all that turn the cheek 70 times 7, all that. Even when Jesus was there and He was baptizing them in the water, He said, "What the fuck? Who told y'all demons to come here? Y'all some fucking demons." The thing is, people want to use.
The one thing I will not do is play with the Lord. I will not play with God. I will not play with God on there. I will not play with God. I'm gonna let this lady go ahead because she is speaking some truth here, some truth. But I'm not gonna do all that cussing and carrying, raving on, talking to with the Lord's name in my mouth. No, not gonna do that.
Use that as an excuse to justify sitting back and see. They don't understand. They is being from Uncle Sam. They is coons. It is the lineage of evil. It goes all the way back. That would control the motherfucker. They use that lineage of evil, that Willie Lynch and shit and everything, and it's still going on. And then you got all these people, so they always come, and that's why we can't get nobody in church, because you got people that scheming and scamming and lying. Jamal Bryant told them motherfuckers, look, I want $2 billion from Target. I want you to put shit in the house. I want you to do that. But no, they don't want to do that. They gonna try to talk to them on their own and get some measly ass $300,000 between 3 churches that's gonna be issued out like a fucking food stamp check. They stupid in a motherfucker. That's what I'm saying, and that's what's happening. We so stupid we don't understand. They MO has never changed. They are thieves, liars, and cheats. Everything they do, all the stuff they do, just like you said, it's a lineage of evil. I didn't even know that they was using babies to catch crocodiles and alligators back. That's a lineage of evil way, way back. And even right now, when you look at all the different things, he's trying to erase Black history. He's trying to do that. But let me tell you something. This is where Black folks, you got all these Black billionaires and millionaires tired. Why in the hell won't y'all just pay for the motherfucking museum? The bottom line is the only reason why he can tell them anything because they getting government grants. So guess what? All of them together can say, hey, what we need, what we got to do, and pay for it. We always begging white racist motherfuckers to help us out. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a damn. They never going to change. The lineage of evil, it
Speak truth to power. Speak truth.
is in them. They say we lazy. They the lazy motherfuckers. They don't want to do shit. That's why everything they do is relax and go boating and fishing and camping. They want to relax, relax, relax. They lazy. They say we violent. They motherfucking ass was there at January the 6th. What damn nigga there? It was all white people. They said we sexual. Every time they do a pervert shows, it's all white. It's a white judge, a white police, a white. Every now and then a nigga might peek in, but mostly it's them. Everything that they say that we are. And see, the thing is, they want to get rid of Black history, but all we got to do is step up. It's enough of us to do it. But see, the thing is, I'm going to tell you, it all starts all the way back. The thing is, everything is an MO in this connection, right? Okay, I'm going to connect some dots for y'all. Okay, he fired the airport personnel, and then boom, killed Douglas, this wonderful, beautiful civil rights young lady who went to Harvard and then was going to take what she learned to HBCU. They killed her.
I'm sorry, she rambles on. Sorry.
In that plane. They didn't give a damn about the minorities. It was mostly minorities and kids. You had 4 white men hunters. That's over there. You collateral damage. That's how the mob do. The mob do that. They went after one motherfucker. They don't say, oh, well, we're going to wait till the kids come out. They don't give a damn. They kill everybody to get that one person. She was trying to make DC a state, which means that Trump couldn't do the shit he's doing right now. So he hurried up. First he fired the airport personnel. Then she got on the plane and it crashed. How the fuck is a jet going to go into a big-ass plane and it was experienced people that been doing that? No, that was a setup. Then they did another little plane crash to make it seem like that. But then you look at it, he said he won't 5 seats. Well, let me tell you this. I want to know. Ain't no motherfucker talking about them 2 senators they killed in the house. And it was he tried to kill. And now he won't 5 seats. Look at that. He won't 5 seats to try to beat. But he killed them 2 senators. You ain't heard them say nothing about discovery or they got the written nothing. They killed them Democrats in their house. Now they locking Democrats in the building. Now they got the Democrats, they got guards and everything. That's what I'm saying. And then when you look at the stuff like you had today, ain't no way a nigga would have killed no cop. Not one. Not even beat him up. And he ain't even going to jail. Or some type of thing that they saying. Ain't no way in hell no nigga would have been able to get away with killing no 2 cops and ain't shit happen to him. And that's what I'm saying. And then here they are jumping up. They're doing the alligator Alcatraz. They're trying to make sure that they have that, but now they got to shut it down. But let me tell you why they shut it down. Not because they care about people. They say, oh no, we're destroying the animals' habitat. Fuck us. They just worry about the animals. And that's what I'm saying. When you got niggas that sitting back, that's the reason why a lot of people don't want to go to church, because they see them as pimps, as kings, as scams, because they stupid in them up. But God has always been standing for justice. And he said it. And in his solemn, he said, it's a time for war. It's a time to cry. It's time to laugh. He didn't say, oh, it's a time to say, well, let's do this. And everybody want to take that 70 times 7. Let me just tell you, I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with a little hood. I ain't got 70 times 7. You gonna slap me on, beat your ass. And it's time to have to do. We're going to have to stop with the man. And you notice they don't fuck with thugs. They only mess with nice people, and slim people, little people, kids, women, and everything. They pump. And what we got to do now, they talking about they finna be out with their guns. This is where I feel. This is me. I'm not an advocate for violence, but all you motherfuckers up in Chicago, and I'm from Chicago.
Willie Jesus and Willie Lynch into this. as hilarious as this is, I mean, it's true. It's true. We are living in a Willie Lynch type of situation. We are. We just are. I can't even explain it because of how wild this lady is. But once I calm down, I'll be able to explain it.
Y'all run around killing each other for over some fucking gym shoes or fucking hoes. Listen, why don't you go and do something for good for everybody in the country then? You run around all that. Gather all y'all ass up together with your guns and go to these. And if you're going to be a thug all the way. Stop being a thug to each other. But in the meantime, other motherfuckers walking around free and everything. And then this girl.
I'll explain it to you like this. She is right in a sense, even though she's all over the place. She is right in the sense that we just just go for any goddamn thing. We just do. Like, not giving any like, not even like Obama, for example. Barry Soweto. We don't ask no questions. We're like, okay, we don't want to hear about your education, your degrees, or where you went to college, where you went to high school. We don't want to hear none of that. We want to know, since you're running for president, what you're going to do for the people. We didn't get that. And I am a problem child for that, because I voted for the man not once but twice. I didn't know anything about politics. I didn't know anything about voting. I just voted for the hell of it, because of course we have people in our family. Hold on.
Yeah, she is a prime example. Now, I ain't for Umar and a lot of stuff he said. Hell no. He want 2 or 3 wives. Nigga, it ain't one wife going to be with you. I'm going to just tell you the truth. He ain't looking that good to me. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, that, look at him, and he ain't got this. And with Windows is super fucking experience. I'm telling you, I didn't know it till I moved in the house with my son. Them motherfuckers, just for all them windows, that's about shit, 10,000, 20,000 for all them damn windows. It costed us 5,000 just for the house. And we in the fucking house. He on 2 sides, but that's what's wrong with us. Crap in the barrel niggas don't have the right information, going by what we think. And I'm looking at her, baby, don't talk, and you got them fake ass braids on. You should have look like your auntie's sister got your hair done. But I'm just saying, all the stuff you've been saying, Lucas, you stay on it, baby. You is right. And that's why I told everybody, you is the reason why I told them, the amazing Lucas, I got this from you, the lineage of evil. They've been evil from the time they brought our ass over here, and from now on, they always evil. They always evil. They always lazy. They always violent. They always sexual. That's who they is. We ain't doing shit. Just leave us the fuck alone. That's all it is. He been trying to get us to crash out for the long. He took motherfuckers up and taking them. We don't know where the fuck they going. And now all of a sudden they going somewhere and they working for people and everything. We don't know, because ain't nobody got no papers. We don't know your name. He wanted to kill us, or snatch us up and make us slaves. That's what's going on. Because this election is very important coming up. And all the niggas coming, I'm staying home. I don't see no difference in the Democrat and Republican. Was the Democrat taking your motherfucking snap? Was the Democrat taking your Medicaid? Was the Democrat fuck with your Social Security? Was the Democrat, you gonna fuck around and go get a loaf of bread, $15 for a loaf of bread, $20 for some gas? That's all Republicans. MAGA nuts, sycophants. But people got to get aware and wake up. And it's good that you have platforms. And I tell everybody to make sure they come to your platform, because you telling the truth. You, Roland Martin, Capital C Politics, Introvert, rock star. Y'all telling the truth. We need more of that, and not people who like her. Ain't nobody listening to you, girl. Shut the fuck up, bitch. What is you talking about? You stupid. You is stupid. I don't care. Even if he ain't got nothing but the windows and that name, I know, because I'm trying to get a building. Them motherfuckers want a lot of money for commercial property. For all that is millions of dollars. I know it is. He doing the wrong thing. He should have started small, then work his way up. But hey, he is trying to do something. They got a school in Appleton. It took them.
Yeah, she goes on and on until she gets kicked off the call. And again, I mean, she's wrong, but she's right at the same time. People say, why don't you start out small? Why don't you start out small? Again, you want him to do what you want him to do, right? And it doesn't take $100,000 to start up a school like this. A commercial building like this, $100,000, must be out your rabbit ass mind. But you can't tell black folks nothing.
5 years, and it ain't nowhere near as big as that fucking school.
I agree. I don't disagree at all. But unfortunately, someone is super to end the call. Bye. I appreciate the call. All right, I appreciate it.
See you later.
Yeah, sure. Shouts out to the amazing Lucas. So Queen asked the question, why do we tear each other down to make a point of objection? Why does her hair matter? What you talking about? I mean, look, can I be frank? We're fucked. I'm sorry to say it like that. We are completely fucked. We are fucked in all sectors. And I'm sorry because my auntie, she's in the building and she's listening, and I hope nobody else is listening. But I just got to tell her like it is. We're fucked. We are so fucked. We concentrate on the wrong shit. We just do. Instead of, you know what? And I want to also give a shout out to Brother Rizza. Brother Rizza, he's growing exponentially, even though he's from the nation. But I would give everything that I love to have something like that versus something of this ilk, because it's not working. I mean, you got the left and the right arguing with each other. You literally got the left and the right arguing with each other, and then for what? Meanwhile, there's quote unquote rumors of food shortages here in the United States of America. There is no food shortages because you keep throwing shit out. The shit that you don't finish, you throw out, and you got people who I kick out every day, which is sad, but some of them are on drugs, some of them are doing whatever, and they're just trying to survive. And we're talking about in the extreme heat of day, in the extreme heat of night, because it gets hot. It gets super hot. And if you don't have shoes on, you know how hard it is to have shoes on you, fine shoes. You got homeless people walking out here with no shoes on. And even the homeless situation in LA. And y'all worried about this? Guess what? Umar don't care about homeless people. Umar talks about homeless people all the time. But it starts with your children. It starts with your children. But we don't want better. We don't want better because, I mean, is there going to be a joke? If there's going to be a joker today, it's going to be a joker tomorrow. But you want him to, you were expecting not a Messiah, but you were expecting a Martin Luther King. That's what you were expecting out of Umar. That's what you were expecting. With know this, know that. I mean, the internet is a great influencer, and then is a great destroyer in our lives. How you use it for good, you can also use it for bad. Now, I'm just going to say this. And D. Durrell can testify to this. There are, even though he's not a supporter anymore per se, brother, you know you're a supporter. Shouts out to my brother D. Durrell. I'm just going to tell you like this. His supporters don't give a damn what outside interferences say. That's including me. We don't give two good damns about what naysayers say, because I know what it takes to have 4 commercial buildings like that and to try to keep 2 of them maintained. I mean, he's already renovated the not the high school, but the gymnasium. He's already renovated some things, smaller school. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. People just want him to open the shit up. And he gets that letter, which I don't know how Lennon Honor got to it first. How did Lennon Honor get to that letter first? Riddle me that, Batman. How did he get to the letter first? Could he have some influencers outside snatching the letter up and taking a picture of it? So he goes in and he pays the bills, or he puts it on a payment plan. He basically satisfies the city of Wilmington. He satisfies the city of Wilmington, and people still have a problem with it. People still have a problem with this. So it's going to make me think it's not going to make a difference if he opens the school or not. You're going to have a problem with it then. You're not going to come out and say, well done, sir. You're not going to do that if he does that. If he fails, I guarantee you there's going to be a party extended throughout YouTube. People are going to have a freaking ball on him because of his failures. But if he succeeded, it would not be the end of it. Oh, look at this. Oh, he looked like he got a white teacher there. And speaking of which, sidebar, speaking of white girls, you know how he says black queens forever, snow bunnies never? And they quote unquote caught him with a white girl smiling and kikiing at a white girl at a mall. Cut it out. Just cut it out. When you have, what do you call them? I guess you call them venues at the mall. I haven't been in a mall in years. I haven't been out to the mall in years. I guess when you go out to the mall, they have these venues or whatever where they sell stuff. They sell covers, like phone covers. They sell like toys. They sell like jewelry. This woman had like fragrance and incense. He didn't know at the time that this was, I guess she was quote unquote white, whatever. And people didn't, he didn't know. Well, I ain't gonna even tell that story. I'm not gonna even tell that story because it's not even matter. It's not gonna even matter. These people, there are people who are literally paying this much attention. It doesn't matter who you are. You are being looked and televised in a little microscope, but you will never do that to a white boy. You will never do that to a white boy. As a matter of fact, you would never do that to Trump. You would never do that to anybody else. You wouldn't do it. Because we're so traumatized and we don't even own our shit. That is so traumatizing. People who live in Wilmington and a lot of people live in Wilmington and a lot of people there don't like Umar. Easy conclusion. How do you know? How do you know? Just because you have one or two people there. Do you know how many people came to those festivals that he produced? That he gathered up, all those people that he gathered up. Now, I wish I was there. I wish I was there because those festivals and people from those communities came to that festival. People in those communities came to that festival, believe it or not. If you don't have, Cat Williams say, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. T-Son said, is he a scammer or not? Serious question. I don't think he's scamming. I'm not going to call him a scammer because how you going to be scamming when you have 4 commercial buildings, 2 schools? 4 commercial buildings, 2 schools. The hell with that. I stay on Trump's orange hats. but we're talking about in the millions. Ifi has, I would say, of course, 1 million followers, but it's not really in the millions. It's in the thousands. Trump has a lot of people following him. People love him. People hate him. People despise him. And he still picks up business. Tariq Nasheed has a fake ass building, a fake ass museum. People seen the inside of it, and he still has followers. Very, very strange. And some of these FBA niggas are confused. I'm FBA for life. I'm FBA for life. What's FBA? I don't know. Crazy work, fam. Crazy work. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 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 I want to, as a matter of fact, going to D. Darrell, which I want to say kind of suckered me into Umar kind of completely, I would say, but I'm going to let him tell it. He kind of like suckered me in to the whole Umar thing. He's not, even though he's not a supporter anymore because of the antics, the go around, and he thinks he's not doing his due diligence to the Black community, which is a lie in itself. He just wants a bit more grip, less lip. He just wants a bit more grip, less lip. And some things that D. Darrell has stated, for all for me to say, the man has his opinion. I'm not going to shit on his opinion. And he's the only one who can actually, say the things that he said. If I can find it, give me a second. I'm all over the fuck. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it a little bit. I'm gonna let it ride a little bit. But meanwhile, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. How's everybody's day? I hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody's feeling well. This is some crazy work. This is some crazy work. I do appreciate the very few. I do appreciate the few of you are in here, even though most of you possibly hate my guts, and that's okay. People hate Jesus too, but I don't have that power. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, the museum is very sad. The museum is very, very sad. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to the real Nathan Daly. The real Nathan Daly, who went over there, looked in it, and saw a freaking microwave and a bar. Put a one in the chat if you ever went to a real museum and saw a microwave and a bar at a museum. Put a one in the chat if you've seen it. Put a 2 if you haven't seen it. Put a 1 if you went to a real museum and saw a microwave and a bar at a historic museum, an historic Black museum, and seen a microwave and a freaking bar. Put a 2 if you haven't seen it. Put a 1 if you have seen it. And this nigga had the nerve to come after Umar again. This is crazy. This is crazy. No, we all like hate will not be tolerated, but you can disagree with him like I do. I'm not hate. Listen. I don't listen. Hate. Understand. Hate is something else other than dislike. I dislike the man for what he has done. I don't hate him. Hate is for destruction. I'm not either one of you. I'm not saying you per se, but I'm not one of you who would like say hate on the King Randall, even though I just found out some things about King Randall, which I'm not going to put out there in the atmosphere. I found out some things about King Randall, which I'm not going to put out there in the atmosphere. I'm going to say it again. I found out some things about King Randall, which I'm not going to put out there in the atmosphere because that's what y'all want. Now, what King Randall is doing and what Ifatunde is doing, night and day, two different things. Two different things. So we won't have to compare much, but let me stop and run this clip. This is my brother from another mother talking his spew, even though he still supports Umar on the low. He does.
And so that's the reason why I don't. That's one of the reasons why I'm not. My D-Derail live channel will continue to be closed, and it would never be reopened because I don't really have time for the unproductive conversations that lead to nothing. Okay. And it's like we're having these recurrent conversations that were basically proven years ago. Okay. Shout out to Miss T. Pre for giving information as it relates to the city of Wilmington and where Umar is at, and as far as the 401c, the 501c, and how he has to move forward. And she did a couple of live streams, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, and she broke the news about Umar's actually paying a certain amount in which they have allowed him to continue with the property without them, basically taking the property and selling it. Okay. So, I knew that was going to happen. And that's why my last live stream, I actually took that live stream down. For the second to last, I said, this is not the end. Do you think this is the end of Umar Johnson? I said, are you crazy? This is not the end. It's nowhere near the end of Umar Johnson. Okay? Nowhere near. What's up, Auntie? What's up, Conscious Energy? Appreciate you all for being here. This is nowhere, like, for those that think this is the end of Umar Johnson, you all don't understand Umar Johnson, nor do you understand the supporters. I do. I was at the forefront of that at one time. I understand the psychology of the Umar supporter. Many of them that are disgusted with me right now. Many of them have shaken their head and done away with me and, don't want to talk to me, think I'm losing my mind. I get it. I understand. But I am not going to compromise my standards and my intelligence to support. If you're willing to do that, that's fine. I'm not. Which what the Umar hater doesn't understand. Okay? I want you all to understand, guys, that Umar Johnson amassed the support that he had before YouTube became in vogue. Okay? Do you all understand that Umar Johnson was building his fan base before he really became popular on YouTube or social media? Umar was in the community, in the schools. Okay? So on YouTube or social media, Umar was in the community, in the schools. Okay? So if he organically built a supporter group without the use of social media, which only allowed it to grow more, those people are loyal. Umar supporters are loyal, even against logic. Even against logic. They are loyal. These people, you're not going to tell people, Umar hater, that you should not support somebody that you want to support. This is what the hater doesn't understand. It doesn't matter how often you tell them they're crazy, they don't understand. Doesn't matter all the logic that you can present, common sense. It doesn't matter what Umar Johnson does. If these people don't refuse to listen, they're going to refuse to listen. If they're going to donate to him anyway, they're going to donate to him anyway. Umar hater is nothing you can do about it. The Umar hater needs to understand this, and they don't. Okay? The Umar Johnson supporter is willing to go against the grain and cape for Umar Johnson no matter what. They like him, they admire him, they put him on a pedestal, they worship him to a certain extent. They truly think he's a black leader. They truly think he was a godsend, and they have a right to think so.
Oh, and by the way, I want to remind you of something. And thank you for the it's starting to get a little crazy up in here. I want to be up close and personal. I'm not the type of Umar supporter who's going to lose their mind over this shit. After this 1 or 2 hours, I'm cutting this shit off and I'm going back to my normal life. I'm not going to self-destruct. I'm not going to hang myself. I'm not going to delete myself. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I mean, we talking about a full-grown man here with his responsibilities. I'm support-based, not anything else. They support. People lose their freaking minds and it's like, no, it's not. Why are you doing this? Why did it start killing? No, I ain't that guy. No. Hell no. I got kids. I got jobs. I gotta move out. I'm gonna be moving out pretty soon. Hell no. Hell no. No, not like that, fam. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
It's their prerogative. So who are you to tell people what not to believe? Who are you to tell people who they shouldn't support, regardless of their behavior and how they conduct themselves? And at the end of the day, this is their money. Okay? Who are you to say that? Who are you chose not to like? And many of you, the owner, some of you need to yourself. Like, is it worth you getting all upset? Blood pressure up by the blood. You're missing work to do Umar hating content. You're ignoring your family to do Umar Johnson content. You got people that lost their job behind live streaming because they wanted to get back at Umar Johnson. Like, is it worth you ignoring real priorities over the fact, no matter how bad information, truthfully, people are still going to gravitate and support this man, no matter what. Okay? No matter what, it doesn't matter. Okay? I'm all about because I decided to start being more to start giving Umar constructive criticism, which they didn't like. And so, what? You don't like, you don't want. I see things, I see it. I actually have an interview with a podcaster. I mean, with a content creator that's supposed to be coming out. We're actually going to redo it and extend it out because we want it to be over an hour or so. In which I was giving questions about, well, why you did this and you gave him all this money. So I'm looking at him like, listen, I gave money at the time. Could that money have been given elsewhere? Yes. At the time, not regret it. It's not the first time I've given money to something that did not come into fruition. And I'm pretty sure everybody has had a situation where money was not spent in the best places. Okay? But what I'm not about to do is get on and have
is Umar a real doctor? There are many levels to that question. But I will say he's a doctor of clinical psychology. And I'm not gonna waste my time looking that shit up. Y'all gonna have to Google that. He's said this many times in interviews. But I will look for one of my favorite. Each and every time I get upset, I always go back to my favorite clip, right? So I'm going to share that with y'all today. And don't worry, Mahogany, I got you. I got you today. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
What I'm not about to do is get on here for 5-6 hours, taking a 5-minute snippet and talking about it for the next 2 weeks. What I am not going to content. So my question is, for those who are criticizing Umar for his lewd behavior, then I have to question the people who hate on him obsessively, where it's almost pathological, where you are not looking at logic, you're not dealing in reality. Okay, you are not functioning as such, so that you can convince people not to give this man money that just want to give him money because it's their money. Shout out to Peter Panther Killer. It's their money. Leave the supporters alone. Because they're, number one, Umar Johnson hater. You have to understand, Umar Johnson has a large constituency. And I'm going to say constituency because they look at him as a public figure, even though he may not be deemed a public figure by our standards. These people, okay, I want you to understand this. These people do not care about social media, okay? They don't care. Because a lot of these people met Umar Johnson before they knew him on social media. I heard about Umar Johnson, an African American male whose mother hipped me to Umar Johnson, and Umar Johnson potentially opening up a school. She was a single mother with multiple kids. I was actually providing services for her son, who was ADHD. He had behavioral disorders and so forth. Shut up to Trini Gal. So who am I? So, and a lot of people, they don't care. Listen, guys, they do not care about what's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. They don't care. So you're not going to shame these people into not supporting Umar. You're not. You're not. Thank you, Trinity. I appreciate it. You're not going to do that. Okay. As a person online, if anybody has a right to speak on this, it's me, because I was positioned in this mess just for having an opinion, where people stalked me, were obsessed with me, tried to ruin my career, who tried to get all in my business, my family business, falsely accused me of doing all kinds of things because of me having support. That's it, merely that. And so to the Umar Johnson hater, listen, if you want to do Umar content, you're prerogative. You're free to do whatever you want. But if you think that your content is going to push people away from Umar Johnson, you may want to rethink that. Okay? If you think your daily,
They're not. They're not. They're not. And shout out to Blaze. Shout out to Blaze. But people are not going to stop hating. People are not going to stop hating because they don't get the notoriety that they deserve. But he says very few words. And most of these Negroes, 95% of them can't read above 6th grade level. But if you have somebody like a Joe Clark, may Joe Clark rest in peace, tell you can come in and you can get this education too. No, you too proud for education, just like you too proud to go see a psychologist because I'm a man, I'm an alpha man. What they got to do with anything? I went to see a psychologist. I'll pay $50 an hour to see a psychologist. For what reasons I don't feel like getting into right now. But we need to stop treating this as a sugar pill because we want to feel good about ourselves. We need to stop treating this as such, and we need to get into the more bigger and better basis of the issue. Our world is dying off like the dinosaur. I said this years ago because of all the turn. Do you know why people in the wilderness in Deuteronomy were in the wilderness 40 days and 40 nights and just going in a fucking circle? Time passed them by. And the Lord, with all this complaining, and I'm not saying that he's God or anything like that. I'm saying all the complaining that y'all do. It's like, okay, he's a scholar, he's a scammer, let's move on. If you feel that way, fine. If he's a scammer, let's just move on to the next endeavor. Let's just move on. People have a disdain, hatred. That's why I say the hate is the new black. You didn't have this same energy. Oh God. Wow. I mean, I might be wrong. Because think about it. When he was doing all this, no one had an issue. But he can be in the school with school. He can be in a high school with nothing but children, nothing but teenagers, or he could be in a middle school with nothing but kids. He can be in Kenya with the kids out there. He could be on field trips with children, and that wouldn't even matter. That wouldn't even matter. Where's the school? It's in Wilmington, Delaware. Why don't you go help him out? Then shut up. Then shut up.
Daily content and reports on Umar. The latest situation, the $500 date. Okay. That there are women who are willing to pay $500 to see Umar Johnson, whether you like it or not. There are women who are, matter of fact, there are women who are willing to pay $1,000 to go to have a meal with Umar Johnson. And you know what? Yes, they feel a certain way about him, and they are not going to change. They are not going to change. I understand that. That's why I don't argue with supporters. And I know them. I know prominent supporters. You have a right to think whatever you want. I'm going to present my information, and then you can draw whatever conclusions you want to. There are people mad at me right now because I will not call Umar Johnson a scammer. And I'm not. Until I see hardcore evidence or he's been charged with fraud of some type, I'm not calling him a scammer.
Bingo. He hasn't been convicted. Out of all the things that are going on right now, he hasn't been convicted of any crime. He hasn't been in jail. He hasn't been in handcuffs. He has been in a squad car. But the only reason he's been in a squad car is because a lady officer took him to his destination. When he had that accident, I think he was in Kansas City at the time with that other hater. But when he was in that accident and someone wrecked his car, wrecked the rental, I should say, the officer was polite enough to send him to his destination. We gotta stop this hate. We gotta stop this hate once among another. But I'm gonna play a few minutes of this, and I'm gonna go to the actual clip that makes me feel better. Makes me feel better, and not only that, I have friends who I talk to ever so often that know better than me about him. We've met in the same facility. We've met in the same. As a matter of fact, if he comes to Vegas again, I'll see him again, and then I'll start asking him some questions. As a matter of fact, if I see him again, what question or questions do you want me to ask him? I might get an interview out of it for the last time, because I interviewed him twice. What question or questions would you like for me to answer? And let me see if he answers it. What questions? Put it down in the comment section.
I'm not calling him a scammer because of your subjectivity, which, by the way, can be venomous and very biased because you just don't like him. A lot of the Umar Johnson hate and haters, it stems from content creators who wanted to get a bag the way he did with the school and for his own self. There are people mad that I didn't get millions of dollars of support. I could not create a project that people wanted to give. There are people upset that getting paid thousands of dollars to issues. There are people upset that I can go to the city and have hundreds of black women hug me. Like, there are people like that. I deserve what Umar Johnson has. Okay?
Brother, I don't even know why you feed, and I'm talking strictly to D. Durrell directly. I don't know why you feed off of this. I don't know why. You have it good. You have it great. You have your own office. You're your own person. You're your own entrepreneur. Why you don't feed into this? Why? You don't owe these people no explanation. Just like the haters hate. Just like the haters hate. I mean, anything they do. Again, can you accomplish with non-government money? Can you accomplish making a school with non-government money? King Randall is a Republican, and he has both not only black students, but white students. Give me a break. But again, what King Randall eat don't make me crap. Okay? I'm just going to say that. And number two, these are two different brothers going two different separate directions. These are two different brothers going in two different separate directions. I have worked with Dr. Umar in his early stages of his journey, and I've seen his commitments to our people, and he's still committed to the people. He's still committed to the people, and I have a lot of video footage of his lecturing children. I showed those, Blaze. I showed those videos, and guess what? It doesn't matter. I showed this. This is how evil people can be, and I'm not saying anybody in here is evil, but there are some evil people out there that say he's talking at kids. What is he supposed to do? You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but the future of your children is the future in children's hands is yours. As parents, he can give you some advice. He can lecture you. He can tell you what's good based on what he's went through as a child or when he was in school. He could tell you all the things, loopholes, what to get into, what to not get into. For example, if you just go ahead and read his books, which I cannot find. Well, wait. Nope. Oh, I'm glad I found this. I'm glad I found this book. They say that pan-Africanism is fake. Then how come Booker T. Washington was considered a pan-African? How come he was considered a pan-African? That's not the book that I wanted to grab. This is the book that I wanted to grab. The Psychoacademic Holocaust, Special Education, ADHD War Against Black Boys. Good book. Good book to read. Good book to read by Dr. Johnson. Good book to read. You and these questions. First question, since people have a problem with how he uses their donations, why not stop taking donations and fully fund the school himself from his own money? So you would rather him go to a bank? Do you know how much schools cost? Do you know how much it is to even get it? Not retain the school, not maintain the school. I'm not talking about that yet. We ain't getting to that service yet. Do you know how much money it is to even get a building, let alone maintaining it? Do you know how much money that is? So you would rather him go to a bank, go to a white bank. Don't get me on this black bank shit, because I can go off the chain with black banks nowadays. So you mean to tell me that he go to Wells Fargo, try to get a loan, and him happen to pay back 21% interest? And no matter what he doesn't matter if he just pays people to do everything. He has to waste his time. He's going to have to spend 20 years paying that money back. And on top of that, it goes against the principles and what he believes. Second question. Why not give a full accounting? Why not give a full accounting of what has happened to all the donations to the public and show the bank accounts and receipts of everything? How do you know he hasn't? And here's my bonus question. Are you a loyal donor? Have you donated to his cause? Well, let me not go there. Have you contribute your time? Have you contribute your time and went up to the school and helped him with anything? If it's not with money, it's with your sweat. If it's not with your money, it's with your sweat. Did you buy his merch? Yes, he has merchandise. Did you buy his merch? That's a question. That's a bonus question. I went to a bank and I loaned a bunch of you're just one you're just one person. And who's to say if he's eligible to get a loan, the type of money that he needs? We're talking about in the $1 million range. We're talking about in the $1 million range. It doesn't take $100,000 to build a type of school like that. Everybody talks about the St. Paul's College thing, right? Everybody talks about the St. Paul's College. You know how much St. Paul's College, after it was abandoned, do you know how much that was? $2 million. $2 million. He didn't have $2 million. Do y'all know, respectfully, do you know what $1 million looks like? Do you know what $1 million looks like? That is a lot of freaking money. I've seen $1 million before. That's a lot of money. Because money's made up a great point. Blaze, I'm gonna ask you a question. Does it take $700,000 to build a school and just get plus renovations and stuff like that? To get renovations done, to get stuff repaired, does it take $700,000 to do that? Is a bank going to loan him the money necessarily to build his school? No, I'm telling you, no, they will not. They probably will give a white person $1 million before they give him $1 million. This is the wrong thinking, people. But let me do what I said I was going to do and go to the video that makes me feel so much better. And if you can stomach it, you can stay. If you don't want to stay, you can go. But this is what makes me feel better.
Those who don't know me, I see a lot of new faces, which is a good thing. I'm a school psychologist by training, a nationally certified school psychologist. And what I do in my job is I evaluate children in public school, and I decide who goes in.
Let me see.
I want to jump right into it. I want to call my portion of the presentation Intellectual Insurrection. It has a little bit of a psychological twist to it because that's what I am. For those who don't know me, I see a lot of new faces, which is a good thing. I'm a school psychologist by training, a nationally certified school psychologist. And what I do in my job is I evaluate children in public school, and I decide who goes into special education. Any child who's ever been put in special ed got there because a school psychologist evaluated the child and said that they had one of 12 educational disabilities: mental retardation, autism, emotional disturbance, specific learning disability, deafness with blindness, orthopedic impairment, traumatic brain injury, other health impairment, multiple disabilities, or developmental delay. It's what I call the Sweet 12 or the Sweet 13. Depending on what state you live in, there's 12 or 13. In Pennsylvania, there's 12. The job of the school psychologist is very, very complicated because you're asked to determine whether or not this black child is struggling because they're not interested or because they can't learn. But special education is very political. To make it real simple, I give you an analogy. There's 2 million black men in prison. There's 2 million kids in special ed. Do you see the relationship? There's 2 million black men in prison. There's 2 million black kids in special education. I say that to say, parents, that you got to be very, very circumspect before you put your child in special education, because it can be a high road to incarceration. By the way, there's no longer a board of education. You only have boards of incarceration.
Question: What's your blank? How's your score? How's your score? How's your score? We-On-Loc, how's your score? You mean how's your let me look at this stupid ass book. I'm all over the fucking place.
It's very important that you understand that. The purpose of school is to prepare children for prison for no other purpose. For no other purpose. There's 50 states in the United States of America. In each of the 50 states, the black population in prison is at least triple their population in society. In the state of Pennsylvania, blacks make up 10% of the population, but half of those in prison. In every state, we are 2 or 3 times our natural population inside the prison. It's deliberate, it's intentional, and it's systematic. And I say that to say that we have to prevent ourselves from falling into the trap of.
What's your credit score like? That's what I wanted to say. What's your credit score? What's your credit score? I mean, we have an excuse for everything. What's your credit score? If your credit score is above a 700, the likely chance of you getting $1 million is about 75%. You happen to paying that money back, it's going to take years to pay that money back. But he doesn't want to do it like that. A school is tough. A school is a tough investment. He could have had 2 or 3 car washes by now. 2 or 3 car washes. I think it is just a lot more than he expected. That is somewhat true. But this is what happens when you work by yourself. Now he's not working by himself. And I'm glad he's not working by himself, because this has affected him somewhat. But since he has workers in that building, and that building is up to code, other than the floors. Other than the floors that needs to be redone, because they whipped those floors apart. So they just need to be tiled and assaulted occupancy. And then he's done. Where's the scam in that? It could be yours. It could be anybody's. What's your credit score? My credit score is shitty. I can tell you that right out. But it happened in the 600s, just about in the 600s. My credit score is shitty. I'm not ashamed. mind staying at 800s because you pay your bills on time. You're not delinquent in anything. But that's not for everybody. Not everybody does this. Not everybody is qualified to do these type of things. Some people are delinquent. Some people are late within a day and their shit goes down. You check your credit score. It used to be when you check your credit score went down. It doesn't happen anymore. Because not everybody can do this. I'm in financial responsibility. Silly typing. Still love you. Still love you.
Blaming the victim for their own situation. Yes, black people are the number one accomplice to white supremacy. Without a doubt, we are the number one accomplice, chiefly because we do nothing about it. Okay? But we do not spend billions of dollars to keep ourselves where we are. We did not put up the $500 million to create HIV. We didn't put up the money to create Ebola. We're not the ones building the prisons. We don't create the miseducation systems. So as you can see, you are not the chief cause of your problem because you don't have the economic organization to do what's being done to you. Very important that we understand that. Now I want to deal with education first. If I'm going to deal with education, I got to deal with incarceration. The reason why you see the incarceration rates mushrooming as they are is because what? The black man and woman are no longer needed in American society. You were brought here to do what? To work, to labor on behalf of someone else. But now there is a whole group of minorities who are coming into America who are willing to do the job that you did for cheap without no complaints. Your existence in America is very peculiar. It is problematic for white supremacy. Why? Because you actually have a right to be here. You actually have a stake in this country. You built it. So that's very problematic when you want to get rid of a people. So what must you do? To get rid of those people, you have to do what? Find somebody to take their place. America will always need a free and exploitable source of labor. Because they don't want the black man and woman to no longer be the free and exploitable source of labor, they have turned now to the who? The Hispanic.
So I thought I'd just give you a little summary clip about where I go to every time something like that, something like this occurs. And I also think a lot of things that he's mentored children in his later years, right? And he still mentors children. No one ever brought up the fact that he went all the way, I think, to British or something like that to challenge Elon Musk's father. I thought that was an incredible thing. I thought it was an incredible thing. He wants to finish what Marcus Garvey started. That's his destiny. That's his dream. That's his goal. That's his destiny. That's his dream. That is his goal. Some of us don't have to like it. Some of us can just hate on it as much as they like. It's just nothing but hatred going on. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. And yeah, I will be, by the way, just on a sidebar, I will be getting to those particular individuals who just like to just make fun of the fact that they themselves don't understand African spirituality or African rituals or shit like that. I wish Mahogany was in here. If she's still in here, if she's still here, if I'm just gonna say it outright, Queen, if you don't understand African rituals or spirituality or sacrifices and stuff like that, voodoo, hoodoo, don't bother. I'm just gonna tell you outright. Do not bother asking, because that takes it to a whole nother channel, a whole nother universe that you don't know nothing about. But I do, because I have somebody in my family who practices voodoo. But how does Elon Musk's father moved the school forward. That's his personal preference. That's what he was challenged in doing. That's his personal preference. That's what he likes to do. I just told you that. He was paid to do that, and he did. But do you not understand? It takes just more than just opening up a school. It's more to it than that. It's just more to it than that. If you take these people on, guess what? If you end up taking these kids up on field trips, and you haven't been there, and there are certain places that you haven't been, how can you report on it? How can you report on the things that lay true to versus what the books were put in there? Let's just face facts. The books ain't the same no more. They take out the old books and give you new books that literally just changes everything. Just like they did with the DMS, was it DMC4 or DMS4 or whatever that was? Now it's DMS5, and they took some things out and put some things in. Just like they did with the biblical texts. How many King James version homosexual King James versions are we going to run into? Are we going to cite it? No, the mission is the school. The subject are the children. Oh, I said that wrong. The mission is the children. The mission is the children. It's not the subject. The mission, you're quite missing it. Again, Marcus Garvey wasn't Marcus Garvey because he did what he did. I said that wrong again. Marcus Garvey was who Marcus Garvey was because of the things that he did for his people. It just wasn't just building programs. He just didn't just say, uprise my beautiful Black African brothers and sisters in the millions. It was more to it than that. And that's why I said, and I'm going to say it again, he's trying to finish what Marcus Garvey started. Not many people like that, but that's who he is. And if everybody had all these schools and all these universities and all this other stuff, how come your children ain't been taught right? How come your children haven't been taught right? If you say they've been taught right, my children has the best education. So, question: Where are grocery stores? Where is our infrastructure? That's what I want to say. Where is our infrastructure? Why do Asian people come over here and they build infrastructure within a year or so, and then you come to, say, for example, New York, or you come to might as well say Vegas. You come to Vegas and you see a massive Chinatown, a massive Koreatown. How come you don't see no Black stores anywhere? Dr. Umar explained that we as a Black community are not used to funding our own institutions. They're not used to funding their own institutions. But you are blatantly funding Asian people going to their supermarkets and eating that nasty ass food. I ain't gonna admit. I'm not gonna lie. Some of that food does taste pretty good. You go into these Italian restaurants and you spend all that money on that Italian food. You say, well, if I can do this, if I can open up this market, if I can open up that market. Why don't people ask Anton Daniels why his restaurant closed down so fast? Just saying. Just saying. We're not used to funding our own institutions. So now that he is doing it, people don't understand the progress or the process and the time it takes. That shit takes time. And again, a lot of people are not going to go for that. They want the here and now. And I should be coming out with a video pretty soon about how damaged this situation is with Black people, because there are crash outs everywhere. Forget about Umar. They were crashing out on him years before. This is way beyond Umar at this point. We're talking about other things going on, including people losing their jobs, losing their minds, and being homeless. You know that there are Black people that are homeless, right? And have absolutely nothing to lose. But we say one thing. We say, give out $5 to this Black institution. Give $5 to this institution. Give $10 to this Black institution. Nah, I'm gonna go with what has the best quality. It's not usually sometimes the best quality. It's the point of the matter that counts. But people do whatever they want to do, and you wonder why some of our so-called Black banks have went. The market for Black banks is. Where's your Killer Mikes? Where's your TIs? Wait a minute. TI is worth millions and millions of dollars. Why are we getting on Umar? Yeah, DSM-4 and 5. DSM-4 and 5, yes. And great things today is we as Black community have much more capital we had in the past. We still have the capital. You know what's worse? We still have the capital, but we don't want to do anything. It's proven. I get so sick and tired of all these people saying we have millionaires. Where are these so-called millionaires? How come they haven't built anything? Well, LeBron James built this. He ain't built shit. Jalen Rose haven't built shit. Keep it up. Keep it a thou wow, fam. I'm sick of that. Keep it 100. Keep it 100. They ain't built nothing. Latrell Sprewell, where is his asset? Ice Cube had a very good idea, and it's working thus far. Now, just imagine if he could get that shit off the ground, what he's doing right now with the three ball, whatever. Imagine that shit spread it worldwide. That's the point. So you mean to tell me Ice Cube is putting in work more than anybody else? Give me a fucking break. I gotta go back to this one thing, man. Let's see. We gotta stop relying on. You know what? You know what? You are absolutely right. For once, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Future. Let's have some fun with this, right? Let's have some fun with this. Future, the rapper Future, is how old? How old is Future? How old is Future? I gotta see. How old is Future? Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me see. How old is Future?
41 years old.
Future is still young. He is 41 years of age, a millionaire. Is he going to help out our people? Snoop Dogg, 60 years old. And I love Snoop. Listen to Snoop for the longest time. Is he going to help out our people? Dr. Dre, about nearly the same age. Is he going to help out our people? As a matter of fact, ain't Dr. Dre a billionaire with a B? Is he going to help out our people? Dave Chappelle. Well, let me not go there with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's not even a millionaire, to be perfectly honest with you. He was there at one point, but he's not. And I'm not shitting on Dave Chappelle. I'm not shitting on none of these people, yo. I'm not. But when you generate, think about it, y'all. Think about it. Just think, please. I'm asking. When you generate that much money and you spend most of your time flaunting it, oh, it's the same thing. Well, I can't say Mayweather because Mayweather has done things around this area. So I can't necessarily say him. But when you have other people generating that much freaking dough, don't y'all find that freaking strange? That you don't have your own, a actual bank that gives, when you put $100, let's just say you put $100 in a savings account and it generates over time instead of, I would say 3% instead of 0.1%, 0.1%, you're not getting anything. That's the point. That's the point. I have no problems with people promoting their own schools. But again, what Q Butter produces don't make me shit. He has community centers, but I ain't shitting on that. If he has a way to educating our children, ain't that the goal? Ain't that the goal, y'all? But we hate on each other so much. Hate is the new black for people. I know some people who hate on me right now, and they still can't get over the 2 years. Just saying. They still can't get over the money situation. Wink, wink. They still can't get over that. How is it, sidebar, question, how is it that you stolen money from me, or not stolen, taking money from me, taking from money from other people, and yet you're illegally married, but you're still calling out my name? All right, back on track. But do you see the point behind all this? Can anybody, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and please join the membership. You join in this conversation, because I'm gonna have plenty of these videos on members only. I'm gonna have plenty of these videos on members only pretty soon. But do you not see the point of us building together? That's what Umar's intention is, believe it or not. Umar's intention is just that. Seeing us be as one. But you got bimbos and you got freak hoes and all this other stuff that we should be shoving to the side because it's all this negativity, but you like negativity and you feed off of it. You feed off of it every single time. This is the reason why I kicked out, even though I let her up here, and you're my witness. You're my witnesses. Some of you are hating, but most of you are not. But you're my witness when I had Stargate up here. She was just doing nothing. She was just doing nothing but slanderous shit. Slander. She hasn't proven anything of any sort other than what she heard from Lennon. Other than what she has heard from Lennon. We're not going to tolerate that stuff unless he has been put in handcuffs, unless Umar's been put in handcuffs, unless Umar's been convicted of any type of felony or fraud. I'm with it. And it's shown, if you Google it, he has not been convicted of anything. And once again, before I move on, does anybody know what $1 million looks like? $1 million ain't enough. You damn right $1 million ain't enough. You damn right $1 million ain't enough. And who's going to, and you're not even minusing deductions. You're not even minusing it. You're just going based on what he has gotten throughout the years. Some say he got 3 million. Really? 3 million? 3 million. If he had got $3 million, if I'm a scammer and I get $3 million, I'm out of here. I am out of here. Finito. Jay Morrison took $11 million. Jay Morrison allegedly took $11 million. Shit. This is so freaking amazing. You said the amazing Lucas is a raccoon. I don't think he's a raccoon anymore. I think he's turned the corner. I think he's turned the corner, fam. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he's turned the corner. Shorty trying to make a Umar. Yep. Yeah, you came in. What's up, Aaron? What's up, my boy? What's happening? Oh, here come a Umar hater. Even if he was a see, you praying on his downfall. You praying on his downfall already. Even if he was arrested, you'll still be Umar supporter, depending upon the crime that he did. I'm not gonna crash out on the situation, depending upon the crime. But see, you're already on the negativity part, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it, rather. I know what $1 million looks like, but what does that have to do with Umar Johnson? You weren't listening, because people are stating that he has taken 1.6 million in donations away from the people. And I'm saying to you, where did you get that figure from? There's only one source that you got that figure from. Only one source. And by the way, TJ, TK, Kirkland, shut the fuck up. Not even as a accountant. Shut the fuck up. Just keep doing your lame ass numbers and just whatever. You've been doing this. You've been sucking his Johnson for years. Please shut the fuck up. As a matter of fact, jump. No, don't even say that. Don't even say that. I want $1 million. I want fucking $1 million. Just because it's based off tax does not mean he's getting that much. If he were to get that much in currency, don't you think he would be done by now? You know, things cost, right? Especially at a commercial school like that. Do you know how much all those things cost to repair? Do you know how much the vax was? And you're talking to me about $1 million. $67, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $23, $24, $25. It's been 10 years. How do you get 15? See, I love the number. I love the numbers. So he started raising funds in 2014. Oh, we got to do some deductions, y'all. We got to do some deductions because someone called GoFundMe and deducted all that money that he had in his account. So we got to basically start over. Y'all don't do deductions. Y'all do not do deductions. And those receipts came from who, dude? Just think. Those receipts came from who? Lennon? And you believe that scammer? Okay. No, keep thinking that. I'm gonna laugh it off and I'm gonna say keep thinking that. Yeah, I don't even know where she came from, my God, Aaron. I don't even know where this woman came from. She just came out of nowhere and just started hating, like, good Lord. And then she had the nerve to tell us Umar haters, don't comment on my comment section. I got it all day. Well, guess what? I got 3 hours for you. And I didn't have to cook you. Another content creator and his followers did cook you. I didn't have to lift up a finger. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to raise my voice. I didn't have to say anything. They ended up cooking you last night. I wouldn't even go there with you. I wouldn't even go there with your pigtails. I wouldn't even go there with that. I'll let the community cook you. You know what's troubling? Dr. Umar has an actual school, but people are still hating and being in denial because the school ain't open, Blaze. The school is not open so they can make fun of the ideal of it. They're making fun of the ideal of it right now, of it being where it is and it not being government funded, which means they can do literally anything they want. They can paint inside, do the inside, the outside, make it so beautiful and so this and that. Everything could be up to code as much as, I will say, a year, maybe two. But when you're doing something like that with non-government funds, and he knew the risk that he would take, but he ended up taking them anyway, to build something like that from the ground up, building something like that from the mud is an issue to Black people. Because you're not doing it the way we want you to do it. That's the point. That's the problem. Excuse me. That's the problem. They're not doing. Umar has an issue because they want Umar to do what we want you to do. We want you to do small. We want you to go small, fam. Come on, let's get this thing over. Come on. Let's get this thing over, fam. Fuck all that large shit. You could do all that shit later on in the next 10 years. You can do all that shit later, fam. Come on, let's get this thing going. We give you money. We give you this, even though you have it. We give you this. We give you that. Blah, 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 blah. And you don't produce squat. But yet a man, after being ridiculed of not having a school, Finally, he purchases one and he gets ridiculed for that. Hey. Right. They just hating for no reason. They hating for no reason, of course. Of course, but I'll let haters hate all day. I let haters hate all goddamn day. She made another post going back to the school. Let them do it. Just make sure that Umar is there, so we won't have to accuse you of violating the or vandalizing the school. You know what people were talking about, the boards being up on the windows? No one was putting up the video how he took the board. He was so excited, right, that he took the boards down. And when you looked at the windows had tint. The windows were tinted, so you couldn't see outside, but the people could see inside, right? You had to put the boards back up because people want to be clowns, right? It doesn't matter how long it takes to build a school, because I understand. But you got those in the community that don't understand the process, and don't understand the process because they want Burger King. They want that Burger King right here. Give it to me right here, right now. Let's open up this school, fam. Where's the teachers? Where's the aid? Where's the books? Where's the board? Where's the board? I remember last time somebody showing their credentials, they ended up in prison over an empty envelope. They went to prison over an empty envelope. I'm going to say it one more time. This individual, they took to prison over an empty envelope and blamed him for producing non-sufficient funds or some shit like that. Hey, Tanya. How you feeling, Tanya? Hammer Nation in the building. Ding, ding, Hammer Nation in the building. So there's no talking, there's no conversating with these people. The only thing you can do is just wait. Just wait and focus, just wait and see. But it isn't building from the mud. The building already exists. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. You don't have to start over. You don't have to get land. And by the way, the person that said that, there was a rumor saying that a person offered Umar free land. Let me explain something to you. Free comes with a dick up your ass. Ain't nobody giving you nothing for free, fam. Nobody's giving you nothing for free. For free. For free. With that clown shit. Anyway, it already existed, and he calls them state of the art. So they are state of the art. Look how they. I mean, look how big the property is. Look how big the property is. So you mean to tell me, when people move out and you need a home to go to, you mean to tell me you're going to build it from scratch? You're going to build a home from scratch. Do you know how much that takes? First, you got to purchase the land. And then build a home that the land can be on. Like, do you know how much money that is? Sure, if he would have bought land, and build the school outright, I can understand that. But that takes time and that takes money. And what makes you think that black folks are going to have the time and the patience to give this man the money to build the school from the ground up. What makes you think he's going to do? What makes you think black people are going to have the patience for that? We have a problem in this community handing people money. But I'm going to give you a little secret. I'm going to tell you a little secret. I've loaned people money. I've even given people money out of the kindness of my heart. And you know what happened? I was betrayed. I was definitely betrayed. I ain't tripping over it. I'm not tripping. I'm still here. Because money don't matter that much to me. Health is more important than money. Your health is more important. I'm trying to live the rest of my years educating my school, or excuse me, educating my children, being with my children, playing with my children, laughing, crying, being around my children because I love my children that much. I love my children very much. I can't live without my children. I think about my children on the job. I think about what you're not really supposed to do. I think about my children on the job anyway. I think about my children when I'm driving. I'm thinking about the children when I come home, when I see my children when they're asleep. I barely get any sleep because that's how much dedication I have towards my child. He doesn't have a relationship with his child. How do you know? What? The internet is so imposed? They are going to work. They're going to work it out. As for the 14, possibly maybe 15-year-old, how do you know he hasn't seen his 15-year-old? How do you know? Oh, excuse me, not she's 13. 14-year-old, possibly. Because I don't know when her birthday is. How do you know he hasn't seen his child? His second child, at least. How do you know? We just need to mind our own affairs. We need to mind our own business. We literally need to mind our own business. That's not what I wanted. Let's go back to this. Once again, shout out to the amazing Lucas.
I agree. I think the amount of real estate way more than any 38K in like bills. Way more. I mean, this is a few million. Like he said,
They keep referring. Even though I try to tell him numerous of times, he's either on the payment plan or he paid the 38,000. He's either on the payment plan or he paid the 35,000. Either way, he satisfied the city of Wilmington.
I don't know how much he paid for it, but yeah, this is a lot, bro. There's a lot of real estate.
I don't know what's going on.
Biggest perspective of black people. When it comes to as far as black people not helping, want to shit on niggas and then just say that. The biggest thing he can do is somehow get this money and keep it pushing. Because if he doesn't, it's just not a good look, bro. It's just not a good look on anyone. But I would never demean the school or what he's built up. I would never do that. I would never do that at all. Because we don't do that to any white business. You got some of these black women. The story that I did, you had a black woman in a people, and then the next day, the Asian man, because black men were sitting outside video, and the Asian man did like a 50% off sale, and a whole bunch of black women were at the store. So we can't be so quick to just dismiss, especially something that's been built, it's been renovated. It's there, it's tangible, right? It's tangible. It's something you can touch. He's shown the inside. There's a basketball court, so there's definitely work that's been put into it. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it got to this extent. Maybe he hasn't been keeping up. But to just say that, oh, no, he's just been scamming people when you're standing literally in front of the fucking school is insane to me. That's just insane to me. Warren says Lucas has shown that he is lost in the I'm letting all y'all go and someone who actually opened up 2 schools and about to do a 3rd. Cue butter. Come on now. Dr. Umar about to pay the fees with Klarna. Hey, anything. I mean, so be it. There are no tiles or roof 10 years. What do you mean? We just saw the school. There is a roof. What are y'all talking about? Y'all just be saying shit, bro. And there was definitely tiles because he's shown the inside the school before.
Niggas got some explaining to do. I don't want to hear nothing about no contractors, nothing about no racism.
Like, look at this. It's maintained, right? Trees cut, grass is maintained. I don't understand. No graffiti on the side. There's a railing. Like, I don't.
Nothing about nothing because you should.
I don't get it.
At least there should be windows on this building. Okay.
You talking about the building next to it? Clearly, they haven't started on that building. I just don't understand. How are you gonna see a pretty well taken care of, well done building, but then focus on the building that they haven't gotten to yet? Come on now. If y'all niggas just want to shit on niggas, then just say that. Just say that, because I've yet to see any white person do this. I've yet to see any white person do this. Have you? I've yet to see it, bro. Hell, you had Trump fundraise off of Stop the Steal. And these mofos not once like, oh, I can't believe he scammed me. They're like, hey, he used it to fight back. He used it to fight back. You have fucking homeless white people talking about, I'd vote for Trump again. They are getting kicked out of the park. Vote for Trump again because he wants to clean up. You're part of the way. I am waste. I'm just saying, bro. Come on now. I'm just saying. No plumbing yet? How do you know there's no plumbing? Have you?
How many of y'all heard? I'm sure you have heard of Trump going down to Washington and cleaning up. How many of y'all heard that that Trump wants to start cleaning up the community, cleaning up the urban communities? I wonder who's in the urban communities. What? No wonder they call it. No wonder they call it the NW. And I used to like wrestling. I used to like wrestling back in those days, in the WCW days, and Hulk Hogan, may he rest in peace, I guess. And that Trump went out and he's doing that New World Order style, boy, and satisfying those tariffs, but not knowing those tariffs is tearing up the community right now. They are tearing the community as it is. A lot of people are losing their jobs. At the I think it was the Lexor here in Las Vegas at the Lexor. You know that little pyramid where that at night the sky alludes, the light alludes to the sky. They let go, and I think this was security or housekeeping, either one. They let go 50 people. They let go 50 people at the Luxor in Las Vegas. They let go 30 people, I think, at MGM. They started freezing people's people's transfers and applications at Caesar's Palace because of they're not getting any tourism like they used to. And that's also in New York and in Miami. You know why? Because of the shitstorm that Trump created with these tariffs. Lisa's got me into politics and shit. Lisa's got me into politics. I wonder if all the people losing their jobs and losing their minds, will Trump give them another severance package? You can't. You can't do it because we're already in debt. That was just for emergency purposes. You're already giving out 14,600, I think 14, 12, 604, 400. 14, 12, 600 and $400 each year. Or I think it was each quarter or each year. But either way, you've given out all that money. Like, you're in debt. America is in the trillions, in $60+ trillion debt. And you're going to try to get out another severance package. Oh, the Mexicans are going to pay for it. Oh, Chinese are going to pay for it. The war is going to pay for all this. Yeah, right. Trump is destroying DC. And he's trying to clean it up. And Negroes have the nerve to say, well, put it this way, what's wrong with that, fam? You're next. Like Goldberg used to say, you're next. Your people are next. The debt clock is not stopping. No, listen. Y'all can speak about Umar, you won't. But Trump is doing much, much worse. Way worse. This ain't even close. This is not even close. Not a severance pack. What you call it? It's not a severance pack. I misspoke. What's those things that they used to get? What Trump gave out? He gave not a severance package. A stimulus package. Stimulus, not severance. A stimulus package. Gave it y'all stimulus packages, $612. And Negroes went crazy. Oh, we're gonna go shopping, y'all. We're gonna go shopping. I remember in the pandemic, people started losing their minds at PPP loans. And niggas still paying on that shit. I think somebody went to jail. I think a lot of people went to jail after the computers started getting back in the you thought you were safe, huh?
You been into the school? Has he said there's no plumbing? This is crazy. Y'all acting like white ignorance. That's what it sounds like. Because this is what white ignorance do. Oh yeah, I went to USC on like property, right? And you trying to get stuff built and trying to get stuff maintained, you're gonna go through about maybe 10 to 20 scammers, bro. 10 to 20 contractors. Oh yeah, I'll do this for this amount and this for that amount. And it all takes is one time for you to get scammed, right? One time you get got, like you middle the project, and now the motherfucker comes back and says, yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more. Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit more because we didn't see that the structure was not that, so we're gonna have to re-solidify the
oh yeah, we got time.
Structure while we build that. I thought you said everything was fine. Yeah, things happen, it's just the nature of the game. So and then you get people who just say, yeah, brother, absolutely, I'm gonna help you out. And then they take your money. I'm gonna give you a half now and half when it's done, and then you never see them again. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, if you've never been in real estate, or you've never had any type of real estate transaction, or you've never had any type of property, or worked on a property, or have friends who've been on a property, I just take it easy. I take it easy. Is there a possibility that he's scamming and all this hustle and all this? By all means. But it's also a possibility that he's come on some tough times. That is also a possibility. Because the way he speaks with passion, I mean, I don't hear anybody talking the same way that he does, and he's been pretty consistent with his standards for black people and black love and all this other shit. I just think it's just easier to hate when they look like you. That's what I've noticed. That's all I'm saying.
You put them in 3 times because we didn't understand you the second time. You need to do it 3 times.
I mean, he's clearly got a gardener. It's well maintained. That's the other building. They clearly haven't renovated that.
just freaking ridiculous. So don't let this shit fool you and be like, oh, well, at least he painted the building, blah, blah, blah. The building came like this.
The building didn't come like this.
Well, enough of that. I got more important news. Let me see if I can share this. Let me see. Let's see what your old boss, Commander-in-Chief, Pence. Mike Pence, we don't care. Mike Pence, we don't
and
care.
Everybody loves Mike Pence. So I just want to thank you for your service. And incredible. It's a real pleasure to be at the Department of Interior, where you help preserve the splendor and the beauty of America's natural resources. And I can tell you, the group that's in here right now, they're really doing the job. Right, Lisa? They're doing a good job. We're going to take care of Alaska, too. Don't worry about it. And they protect the ability of the people to access and utilize the land, which truly belongs to them and belongs to all of us. Secretary Ryan Zinke is doing an incredible job, and he never overlooks the details. He's a detail person. Soon after he was confirmed, we had a snowstorm, big one, and he was out there on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial shoveling the snow all by himself, and he's a strong guy. He did a good job. He did a very, very good job, but we're proud of him. In the first 100 days, we've taken historic action to eliminate wasteful regulations. They're being eliminated like nobody's ever seen before. There's never been anything like it. Sometimes I look at some of the things I'm signing, I say, maybe people won't like it, but I'm doing the right thing. And no regular politician's going to do. I don't know if you folks would do. I will tell you, literally, some politicians have said, you're doing the right thing. I don't know if I would have had the courage to do some of these things, but we're doing them because it's the right thing to do, and it's for the good of the nation. We're returning power back to the people. We've eliminated job-destroying regulations on farmers, ranchers, and coal miners, on auto workers, and so many other American workers and businesses. Today, I'm signing a new executive order to end another egregious abuse of federal power and to give that power back to the states and to the people where it belongs. The previous administration used a 100-year-old law known as the Antiquities Act to unilaterally put millions of acres of land and water under strict federal control. Have you heard about that? Eliminating the ability of the people who actually live in those states to decide how best to use that land. Today, we are putting the states back in charge. It's a big thing. I'm pleased to be joined by so many members of Congress and governors who have been waiting for this moment, including Governor Herbert of Utah. Thank you, Governor. Governor LePage of Maine, who, by the way, has lost a lot of weight. I knew him when he was heavy, and now I know him when he's thin, and I like him both ways, okay? Done a great job. Governor Calvo of Guam. Thank you. Governor Torres from the Northern Mariana Islands. Thank you, Governor. I also want to recognize Senator Orrin Hatch, who, believe me, he's tough. He would call me and say, you got to do this. Is that right, Orrin? You didn't stop. He doesn't give up. And he's shocked that I'm doing it, but I'm doing it because it's the right thing to do. But I really have to point you out. You didn't stop. And Mike, the same thing. So many people feel, Mike Lee, so many people feel so strongly about this. And so I appreciate your support and your prodding and your never-ending prodding, I should say, because we're now getting something done that many people thought would never, ever get done. And I'm very proud to be doing it in honor of you guys. Okay? Thank you. Altogether, the previous administration bypassed the states to place over 265 million acres. That's a lot of land. Million acres. Think of it. 265 million acres of land and water under federal control through the abuse of the monuments designation.
You're fucked.
That's larger than the entire state of Texas. In December of last year alone, the federal government asserted this power over 1.35 and in Utah, known as Bears Ears. I've heard a lot about Bears Ears, and I hear it's beautiful. Over the profound objections of the citizens of Utah, of land and water, and it's time we ended this abusive practice. I've spoken with many governors, a number of them here today, who care very much about, concerned about this massive federal land grab. It's gotten worse and worse and worse, and now we're going to free it up, which is what should have happened in the first place. It should never have happened. That's why today I'm signing this order and directing Secretary Zinke to end these abuses and return control to the people of Utah, the people of all of the states, the people of the United States. Every day we are going to continue pushing ahead with our reform agenda to put the American people back in charge of their government and their lives. And again, I want to congratulate the Secretary. I want to congratulate Orrin and Mike and all of the people that worked so hard on bringing it to this point. And tremendously positive things will go anywhere in the world. But now tremendously positive things will happen. So I want to thank you.
Yep, you're all screwed. Yep, you are screwed. Sorry to say. And And Lisa is the only person that can shed light to this. But I don't want to put her on the spotlight. I don't want to put her on the spotlight. Let me see. Washington, D.C. Commanders. That's what I was looking for in the first place. Washington, D.C. Commanders. Let's see. That's what I was looking for.
Well, in recent weeks, residents of Washington, D.C. have seen a growing number of National Guard troops on the streets of the nation's capital. It's all part of the president's federal takeover on patrol by none other than the commander-in-chief. Ed O'Keefe has the details.
Liz, tonight the president thanked dozens of federal law enforcement officials working out of U.S. Park Police headquarters in the Anacostia neighborhood of Washington. That's closer to where a lot of the violent crime in this city can occur, not where we've seen National Guard troops deployed in recent days. The president's visit polls show an overwhelming majority of Washingtonians oppose the president's federal takeover of the city's police. Restaurant owners in the city have said that foot traffic down considerably just in the last week since federal take began, despite the president saying again tonight people are out because since over began to go firearms. And DC police confirmed to CBS News there has not been a homicide in Washington since last week. Another issue on the president's mind tonight, a big legal victory for him, at least a partial one. An appellate court in New York tossing out a nearly $500 million fine he was set to pay to the state of New York, with one of the judges calling the fine excessive. The president, whose company had been found guilty last year of criminal tax fraud, today declared total victory. But that's not entirely the case, because today's decision merely tosses out the fine, not the underlying fraud ruling against him. He's still barred from doing business in New York State for 3 years. His sons can't do business in New York for 2 years. The president could appeal that underlying case to the state's highest court. Today, New York's attorney general says she's going to appeal the decision to toss out.
Wow. Just wow. I don't know anybody a Trump supporter in here. No, I'm not. The point of contention is he's a scammer. He's a scammer as well. He does it better. He does it way better. Feed you a dream. Actually, you can't really call him a scammer. You can't really call Trump a scammer. Trump's a capitalist. And what he is able to prove within only under 2 years is amazing. What he's able to do in 2 years is amazing. Not amazing to me. It's actually shocking, but I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised. But Negroes take it, and they take it up the ass real good, because they like people like this. So, with this being said, I just want to let y'all know that I will not be on tomorrow, because I got some stuff to do. I will not be on tomorrow. I will be here next week. But I just want to appreciate y'all. Support the channel. Support the channel. Support Brownie Ellie's channel. Support. Oh, let me get to the crims of the crop before I leave with Mahogany's situation. And I'm paraphrasing. If I'm wrong, go ahead and you can correct me. She lost her brother due to, I guess, police violence, the same way that my wife lost her brother to police violence. And she feels that she felt that no, she doesn't get the type of attention that she deserves. Now, we know what we love, and we love, cherish, and respect Mahogany Roots over here. We know that. But nothing is better than family. Nothing is better than family. Nothing is better than, you know, the people in your community. We have your back here 100%. Now, you do go off some funny stuff every once in a good while, but just note that you're not alone in this. Family wise, I don't know. I'm not in their business. I'm not in their life. But here's my point of contention. Just give your prayers and thoughts to Mahogany Roots and MJ, and go and support her channel. And I will leave it at that. I got some shit to do. Love y'all. Love y'all. You love supporters, even my haters. I love y'all. And I will see you next week. Peace.